today we are driving to Inverness, but we made a pit stop in Glencoe because there is an inn here. I know I'm going to butcher this. I'm so sorry if you are Scottish or you can pronounce it. It's the Clachaig Inn. And there's various parts of Harry Potter that were filmed around here. So back there, they used one of those cabins for Hagrid's hut. And then on that lawn across from the inn over there is where they filmed other various scenes from Harry Potter. But let me give you a look at this scenery here because this is so beautiful. Okay, so on our way, we also stopped at Dalwhinnie Distillery, and it was awesome. The tour was free. You can see my husband's actually in the background. You can see Dalwhinnie Distillery, taking a picture of our friend Ray. But it was really fun. I do have to drive, so I couldn't partake very much in the whiskey, but it was still really fun. And this, you see the scenery behind me? Look at those mountains. What? Gorgeous. So we made it to Inverness, and the place we're staying at, this Airbnb, like, I have been so impressed with every single one of them. But have I mentioned that the roads here are just like slightly terrifying? We have two cars, and I am driving one of them. And I think it's just like a shock to your system because you're driving on the opposite side of the car, on the opposite side of the road, and then the roads are really narrow. And there was a point when we were going through like one of the national parks where the roads just stopped having lines. And it's not so bad when there's little cars coming by, but then there's like a tour bus or a big old van or a camper van, and it's like, oh my gosh, every like curve, every little pothole, you're just like, I'm gonna die. So anyway, this is the first time I've decided to try vlogging. Not, in the middle of doing something, but just sitting here talking to you guys. So I think tomorrow we're actually going to go visit Loch Ness, and I think we're going to go to Culloden. I know that the guys want to go to a distillery, so I don't know which one. We'll find out. But we have a super busy day tomorrow, and that means more driving on these terrifying roads. So today we've already been to the Loch Ness Visitor Center. That was actually really interesting. But we're now at Urquhart Castle, and we're about to go see these beautiful ruins right back there. It's pretty gorgeous. I just love history. I love castles. I love everything about it. So this should be really exciting.
Okay, so we made it to one of the topmost points of Urquhart Castle per Caleb because he always likes to see the topmost points first.
Or you can leave after you've seen the best parts.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, this is like the really beautiful view from up here behind us. It's Loch Ness. And you turn. There's the castle. It's really bright. Castle. And back to Loch Ness and Caleb. We just came from Glen Ord Distillery and we're now at the Culloden Moor. We just came out of the visitor center. You can't have your phones and cameras in there, but it's an amazing way to remember what happened. It just gives you such great detail. So right now we're actually walking on the moor. You can see everything around me. We haven't been walking that long, honestly. It's a little windy, so that's what you're probably hearing in the background. But it's honestly like a very somber experience. And I know this probably sounds ridiculous, but I actually learned a lot about all of this from Outlander. And it's sad in Outlander, but it's more sad to be here in person and like see and feel what happened at the Battle of Culloden. It's just so awful. So we made it to the main cairn. This is this big one right behind me that is there to memorialize the lives lost at Culloden. And interestingly, right across from that cairn, basically, behind me, is the stone, or the headstone for Clan Fraser. It looks very well trodden, as you can tell, compared to most of the others, because I think it's probably Outlander related, obviously. And it's very interesting to see all these, but it's also very sad, you know, at the same time. Like there's ones that say mixed clans, and it's just so sad that, you know, these people can't be recognized individually for everything that they did, you know? Like this one here, I don't know if you can see it. One here behind me, and there's one actually right down a little further, two of them, that are from mixed clans. Some clans have their own, like Fraser had their own, McIntosh, McGillivray, they all had their own, but I don't know, I feel like the mixed clans ones are just, those are the hardest ones for me. When we were leaving Glen Ord, we were stopped by a tour guide, like a bus driver, I guess, and he said that few people visit it, but that we should visit the Clava Cairns, and so I'm in one of these little structures, huts. It's pretty neat. The little plaque at the front of this said that these were supposed to have been constructed 4,000 years ago. to honor the dead, then that's considered prehistoric times, I guess. So it's actually kind of cool, and I'm glad that that guy stopped us and said, hey, if you're going to Culloden, the Clava Cairns are literally like right behind it, and nobody ever goes there.